Hey guys, how's it going today? Today we are going to be starting a brand new playthrough for Space Exploration Factorio. Now, if you're familiar with Factorio, you know that the goal of the game is to launch a rocket, and there are plenty of things you can do with that. You can try and do it as fast as possible. You can try and make your base as beautiful as possible, etc. But space exploration is one of the mods that takes the game far beyond its normal lifespan, basically. So even once you launch the rocket, there is actually most of the game left to be played in this mod pack. So I will leave the list of all of the different mods that I'm using in the description below, as well as the map exchange string, because we're about to jump right in and get to it. Now this mod, before I get into it, this mod is a very long mod with hundreds of hours of playthrough. Now, it recently got an update to 0.6. Previously it had been 0.5, and I'd had a playthrough going for about 130 hours, but there actually were so many changes in 0.6 that I just didn't want to have to go back and try and fix my base. And so we're going to try it again from scratch, and we're also playing this with Krastorio 2, which is also another a bit of an overhaul mod. It basically just makes a lot of the earlier recipes complicated. So we're going to jump in. If you guys have questions, just leave them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer it. I am going to play this first episode probably at normal speed as we get going, and then in later episodes I'll probably just speed things up, or I will be streaming them on Twitch. So just check me out over there at AR Studios, and we'll get into the gameplay here. So I already have a map exchange string all set up. If you guys want that, I will also leave that in the comments or in the description below. And I'm a big sucker for richness. I hate having to find new patches. For our terrain, I turned off cliffs because I hate dealing with cliffs. And for enemies, everything is enabled and as normal. I put the starting size very high though. I don't like having to deal with biters super early on. And I also turned off expansion, just because this mod pack, you're going to be going between planets a lot, and I really don't feel like having my base be completely overrun all the time on Novice, which is the planet we start on. So we're just going to turn off enemy expansion. Research queue is always available. I like that. And every pollution is normal. So we are going to jump right in here. Alright, so the beginning of this game is going to be pretty slow, but once we get going, it'll speed up real fast. Alright, so let's get out of here. Alright. Okay, so to begin with, we have a few different things. Alright, we can get rid of that. We have a few different resources that we're given. As well as, in a bit of a different twist than the normal game, there are actually some buildings here that we'll be able to use for the early game, which would be super helpful here momentarily. Let's not get damaged by these CMEs. So what you're seeing there is actually part of the space exploration game if you're not used to it. And we'll be going into all of the different details of the different mods that we're using and things like that later on. But just real fast, once we get, okay, so the CMEs are passed, which are part of the space exploration mod. Later on, we'll be able to defend against those. But just real fast, if we go into our research queue, you can see over here, there are just so many different technologies to research. And, right about here, maybe a little bit before here, is where like normal research would be ending or getting close to ending. And we've got all of these like space exploration things down here, along with things like this, which is from Krastorio 2, but has been adapted to work very well with the space exploration mod. So the space exploration mod makes the end game complicated, and Krastorio makes the beginning of the game complicated. So it's a good balance. So let's see, what do we need to do to get going here? We got to get some resources going. So if you're familiar with, actually, we're going to do this. We're gonna see if we can mine up some coal here real fast, because it's gonna be a lot faster doing it this way. So if you're familiar with regular Factorio, there will be a lot of things that are going to be different here, especially if you've never played any of the big expansion mods like Bob's Angels, Krastorio, Nullius, any of those. So there's going to be a lot of new things, which will be really fun to go over. And one of those things is making iron plates, copper plates, and other, you know, metals and things like that, making them more efficient. So at the beginning here, you'll see we only have one recipe for iron plate, which is iron ore. It takes 20 iron ore and you get 15 iron plate. But later on, we'll be able to do a lot of different things to the iron ore after we mine it before smelting it into plates. That will make it super efficient to where we're actually making more plates than we're getting, or we're making more plates than iron ore, if that makes sense. So, all right. We've got that. We need some stone bricks, which means we need to have one of these make some stone bricks. And we'll just put coal in there. Like I said, it can be a little bit slow getting going here. And comment below if you think you want to see all of the gameplay, including all of the builds and everything like that, or if you kind of want me to speed things up from time to time. So we're going to power these things up here, which we definitely will use these. And this right here is a ship reactor, so it actually outputs some power by itself. So you can see here we have a little bit of power, which will be great for using for our research lab here, doing the beginning research stages. Okay, so you can make another one of these. Okay, so now we can get some coal going. We'll set the recipe here for iron. We'll take that. Oh, you know what? I need to make some more stone bricks. Alright. So this is going to look at the beginning probably very similar to regular Factorio, but you'll see here there are a lot of different things, like there'll be a more expensive, there'll be a lot more intermediates. Like here you've got the single cylinder engine, which takes gears, and you see we have sticks and iron beams, which are different than regular Factorio, and iron gears are only one plate instead of two plates, things like that. So there are some nice things for sure. All right, let's make another burner miner, and we will put it over here. All right, so we'll start making that. And basically, my goal is going to be to get through these researches. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit. It's pretty loud. Okay. All right, so my goal is going to be to get through a lot of the early researches and things as quickly as possible, while still, you know, doing my best to make a pretty looking base. And then later on, you know, as we start getting into space and start doing cool space things, you know, we'll be going over all the different ins and outs of how to do transportation using your cargo rockets and things like that. It'll be pretty awesome. All right, so let's make some more of this. Okay, we can get some free plates here, or not. Usually that gives you like free iron plates, but that's okay. We'll get rid of all that stuff later. Let's grab some wood. We're going to need some wood to do some research. So let's see. Our first basic tech card is something that you can craft at the beginning. And it takes 5 cable and 5 wood, and it makes 5 cards. So it's pretty easy to make this research card, but it is very slow, I will say. Okay, so let's grab some brick here. Okay, see how long this takes? I almost feel like doing this just to speed it up a little bit. Okay. Did I miss anything over here? Yeah, see, we can get some iron plates from some of these. Oh, some copper cable, nice. Okay. Okay, so this is smelting down some iron plates. We'll have some iron here, and we'll try and speed it up. Okay. Boom. Okay, so we've got a decent little start here, just trying to get some iron going, try and get some copper going, and then we will get into the research pretty quickly. And they also give us a burner research lab, which you probably won't recognize if you've only played the base game. But basically we can power it with coal or wood or whatever, and it'll research at a pretty slow research speed, but at least it's not taking any electricity yet. Now this is something else that's new. You can see there's a little meteor shower over here. And meteor showers happen from time to time, and eventually we'll be able to build defense so that none of our structures get destroyed by incoming meteorites. Okay, so got some copper coming up here soon, hopefully. There we go. And as we start going, we'll try and get into some build ratios and stuff like that. But later on with the space exploration part of it, it gets so complicated that it's very hard to ratio exactly. So we'll try and do our best, but it's not going to be perfect. Some other differences here, you might notice this over here. Looks pretty cool. It's a core seam. And what that means is we'll be able to put a core mining drill on top of this to get core fragments, which will allow us to do some pretty crazy resource mining and things like that. And we're not even, this is just, while we're on our starting planet and not even going off planet yet. Okay, so let's start building some of these, and we're gonna research our automation cores. So basically, with space exploration, once you finish the base game, that's when you get into the really fun stuff where there's a lot of exploring you get to do. You get to explore new planets and find new resources and things like that. And especially with Krastorio, there's even more resources than you would have in just normal space exploration. There's also Immersite, and a few other things too, which I can't think of off the top of my head. Oh, rare metals, I believe, is also from Krastorio. Okay, so let's do this. So we're starting our research here, just to get it going. And we can also do another one of these to get some stone. And check this out, we got a little biter friend that's going to help protect us. Pretty interesting. That's also a Krastorio thing. Later on you can actually build those. I don't know about automating them. I never automated them myself, but you probably can if you wanted to. Okay. Alright, so we'll get to automating things pretty quickly here. And we even have these damaged ship assemblers, which, as you notice, crafting speed is 0.25, so they're incredibly slow, but they do some work. And you can see over here we have burner assembling machines. might recognize those from something like Bob's and Angels. If you've played the base game, again, it's very similar to just like a normal assembly machine, except that it doesn't use electricity. It's fueled by either wood or coal or something like that. So we'll put some more in here. I guess I just dropped those. Whoops. Okay. So we finished that. And I guess next we can just research this. And that'll start to unlock some things. We also have this, which is from Krastorio 2. It's a shelter. And this will have a huge amount of storage, which you can use, don't have to use. And we're also using the to-do list mod, which I'll get into later, but you know, at a certain point, there just becomes so many different things you're trying to keep track of, and you get sidetracked, as you might know, that it becomes super helpful to remember, like, hey, what was I doing last? What do I need to do to try and help progress the game? This. Okay, so we'll start. Make another one of these. Alright, this is going very slowly here, as you might notice. These take 30 seconds and there's 50 that you need. So we're gonna run out of these pretty soon. But that's okay. Alright, let's grab this, and we can use these assemblers to make different things for us while we're handcrafting those. Unfortunately, it looks like we can't exactly handcraft what we wanted to. So we'll just do this. And we'll make some of those too. Okay. I guess it was too complicated for us to do anything else. Alright, there we go. So, yeah, I'm looking at where we're at here on Novice, and we got some rare metals down over here, which is good. Got a big patch of iron and copper here, and another piece of coal. Some stone over here, which kind of the placement of all these things makes me think that we should build up, kind of away from this, build this direction, I guess. And kind of have our resources funnel in this way. You know, you always want to try and figure out kind of what your resource movement is going to look like. And for us, we've got all these resources down here. We could go sideways, but there's a lot of trees over here. And trees are the bane of your existence in early game. So I think we're going to try and avoid that. Alright. We got some more tech cards here. And we can go do this. This thing can construct some basic tech cards for us, and we can go get some more wood and do some more ourselves. So I think we'll end this episode as soon as I get this automation tech card, and like I said before, the going here is pretty slow, so what I'll probably do is I'll probably stream from here until we've got a little bit of a base started and we've got some automation going. That way you don't have to sit through all of this boringness on YouTube. It is a very slow beginning here, honestly, which I enjoy sometimes. And if you enjoy that too, I would encourage you to follow me on Twitch at AR Studios. But I think that for YouTube, that it maybe is a little bit slow. So I won't make you guys through all of that. And I'll probably record VODs so you can see the whole thing if you really want to. But I know that a ton of people have been really interested in space exploration recently, which is super awesome because it is a really awesome mod pack, and As you might know, it was created by Arendil, who was actually hired by Woob after he created this to help work on the expansion pack that I believe is slated for next year at some point. I can't remember. I have to look at that, but either way, he is so awesome that they wanted him on their own team, which if you start playing this mod pack along with me or on your own, you'll know that it is super cool. The graphics are amazing, and it is just really well put together. And if you actually look on the Factorio mod page, you'll see that he has a huge roadmap for what he has upcoming that he's planning on implementing in the game. So there's a lot of really awesome things that are in this mod pack and that are going to be added to it in the near future. So, alright, well, we're just waiting on this here to finish, and it is, let me tell you, it is very, oh, we got it, okay. It is very slow going here, so we're gonna kind of try and spread it out and make it go a little bit faster. But this is what the beginning of the games look like a lot of times in these mod packs. It's just slow going, and if you've played anything like it, you'll know that it can just be a lot of sitting around waiting for things to finish, and then once you get going, it just is like an explosion of activity, because then you'll just have so many things to do, you don't know what to do first. But alright, we're getting going here. 42% on this tech card. And from there, well, I don't know. We'll figure out where we need to go. Probably just try and get some automation going so that we don't have to make everything ourselves. Honestly, that'll probably be the first step after this, because it is painful having to run around and like handcraft half the things that you need. And so we'll just get a little bit of a mall or a production area set up for basics like belts and inserters and all sorts of things like that, which, especially with Krastorio, there's so many intermediates that you definitely want to have that. Otherwise, you're just going to be handcrafting for days, and it's not going to be very fun. So we'll get that going, and yeah, we'll see what else we can get done on stream, and then we'll have another episode as we get some automation and get to see some cool new technologies and things like that in the near future. So I think we're going to end the episode here. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, I would really appreciate a like on the video and a subscribe to the channel. And if you have any suggestions for this or any other videos, just let me know in the comments below. Thanks, guys. You guys have a good one.